She's also an Emmy award-winning co-host of A Word on Words. Hey!
Hi, it's nice to see you again. Or actually see you really for the first time. Because last time we talked, it was just on the phone.
It's true. I know. I feel like we've emailed a million times, but
I know.
then here we are. So,
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good, good. It's on a macro level, Nashville is pretty shut down, and it's a weird time. On a micro level, there's four of us in the house right now, all working from home. So I've got my husband, I've got me, two teenagers who are doing online school. So we're all like trying to stay out of each other's Zoom backgrounds. Like all we do is kind of you will probably see some member of my family or dog or something at some point in this conversation.
I know I've shared my Zoom that I use for like work stuff with my kids so they can do tutoring and like Hebrew school and all the rest and like their gymnastics class and whatever else. And I'm like, one of these times I'm going to be doing something important and they're going to, all of a sudden, like my kids are going to show up in their gymnastics gear or something. Yeah. And Nashville also, because I was talking to Claire Gibson, who's down there, and and just after like the hurricane, I mean, not the hurricane, the tornado that just hit, it's like you guys, they like can't get a break down there. It's insane.
That was a double whammy. Although honestly, the fact that the city was kind of mobilized already for the tornado response, in a way, I'm trying to look on the bright side here, in a way was kind of good in that people were already in community service mode, like what do I need to do to help? And so the message of get out of the way and go home, I think was received in that way, in that like, oh, that's what I can do to help is go home.
Wow.
Yeah.
And in the midst of all this, now the paperback of your book is out, and I'm sorry, I know I can't believe it. I mean, you still have, let's see. Oh, I love it.
It is. Look, they're like big sister, little sister.
Aww.
Aren't they cute?
What are the
April 7th.
What are the rules with coming out with a paperback? Because sometimes the cover completely changes.
Yes. Okay. So here is what we were thinking. First of all, I'm thrilled that they did a coverback. Atria decided to release the special paperback edition a year after the hardcover, and I'm delighted because it's got like bonus features. It has a little reading group guide, has all this other stuff in it. We wanted to keep the cover pretty much the same. Like that's a recognizable cover, and we didn't want to change that, but we did want to make it more colorful. I don't know if you can tell, you might be able to tell it was Pride Week, the week that we were designing this. We really had rainbows rainbows on our minds. I think we have every color on there, maybe not purple, that's the only Prince gets purple. But yeah, we decided to keep it pretty much the same, but invert the colors and make it a little brighter.
I love it.
Yeah.
So cool. I feel like I don't know that much about paperback releases. Like I've been very focused on helping authors who have new books coming out, but what's the typical strategy for a paperback release? Do people tour again? Like what's the deal?
I think it varies widely. You know, there are probably some people who have the budget to tour again and do like a huge paperback tour. Kind of what we had planned was a few little events. I had just recently signed with Simon Speakers, which is the Speakers Bureau at Simon & Schuster. So we were going to tie some speaking events to the paperback release. Obviously, those are not happening right now. So we're doing this.
Yeah,
we're
this
just
is awesome.
talking to people. It's great. It's great. I mean, this is a gift that you're giving, not just authors, but also just to everybody, because everybody needs a little diversion from reality. So thank you.
Thank you. That's very nice. Well, for people who maybe don't know that much about your book, can you tell them a little more about what the essays are about and what made it such an amazing bestseller?
Oh, thanks. I did not, when I started writing it, I didn't start it with the idea of like, I'm going to write a collection about these themes. I thought I was just writing a little pile of completely unrelated essays. But what I realized by the end of it was that I had kind of written something that had a cohesive theme. And it's a memoir, but it is written in essays. So you can pick it up and put it down, or you can hunker down and just read the whole thing. But it's about what happens when you're a type A kind of to-do list driven person for most of your life. And yeah, exactly. Very relatable. And you get to the point where you've checked off a lot of those boxes, career, house, spouse, kids, etc. And you look around and you realize, I'm not sure this is exactly where I meant to end up. So how do you reinvent that list? How do you maybe reinvent your life a little bit, but not in a blow up your life kind of way? The way my publisher describes it, which I think is sweet, is it's sort of an eat, pray, love for people who aren't going to pull a full eat, pray, love, which is nice. It's for anybody at a decision point or a breaking point, or kind of looking around going, now what? Which I feel like is a lot of us.
I feel like, yeah, it's particularly probably a lot of us right this second. I mean, if there's ever a time to reassess like the life's path and like what you're doing on this earth, right?
I mean, that's kind of the upside to this thing we're going through right now. Oh, here's my dog. Hi, do you want to say hi? Do you want to come up here? This is my friend Woodstock. He's one of my dogs. Here he is. Can you say hi? Here he is.
Hi, Woodstock.
I mean, one of the upsides to this time we're living in, if you can think there are any upsides, which is sort of a twisted thing to say because I just did not have this situation, but we are all in a moment where we can take stock of what really matters and maybe think about, when we come out on the other side of this, hoping that we do come out on the other side of it, what do we want our lives to look like?
Do you feel like you've dug deep in your life? You want your life to be any different than it is right now?
Well, this is not funny, but it sort of is. One of the changes that I made recently is I quit my job at the bookstore. You know, I used to work for Parnassus Books just near my house. And last year I went on book leave because I was touring. And the idea was that I would be away to tour and then I would come back. But as the year went on, I was missing my family so much. And so when I got back, I said, you know what, I think I'm just going to stay home. So take me off the payroll. I'm still going to be all up in your business all the time, but I'm not going to be a full-time staffer, because I really wanted to be around my kids who are teenagers, and I'm only going to have them in the house for a little while longer. I've got one who's going to be a senior next year, one who's about to start high school. And of course, now here we are in the house together 24 hours a day. Really got my wish on that one.
And you drag the rest of the world in with you. So thanks for that.
We're all going to have, if I'm having family time, we're all going to have family
time. Well, that's funny. Have you been able to do any writing right now?
Sort of like everybody else you've just talked to this morning, I feel like my focus is so fractured and my attention span is gone. I thought I would not be able to write at all. Like when all of this sort of started bubbling up a few weeks ago, my brain just left the building. And for a while I didn't write. And I was worried because I'm now on deadline to write my next book. So I need to be writing. And yesterday I sat down for 45 minutes and actually wrote words.
Good for you.
But I'm also having the same problem you are. Reading is not working the same way it used to for me. I mean, that's, you know, we're readers. That's what I used to do all the time. And I'm picking books up and then just putting them down. So that feels strange. That's a disorienting feeling.
Yeah. I feel like there's this fight or flight thing happening in a way, like the urgency to everything I'm doing. Like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And it's goes counter to the, like, I'm going to enjoy myself. Like my reading feels like almost, I mean, I shouldn't say this because I'm trying to get everybody to read, so I better just shut up. But no,
it almost feels selfish. Like I need to pay attention to things that matter. And the news is changing so fast that I feel like I have this compulsion to refresh and check and just make sure I know what's going on, because it is changing. I mean, hour to hour it's changing.
I know. So crazy. Well, thank you so much for doing this little live Instagram with me. And it was really nice to see you. And thank you for the essay. We'll have some announcements about that soon, but
thank you.
Thanks for
Take
everything.
care.
You too. Stay safe in Nashville. Okay.
Bye.